Hello and welcome back to Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. If you'd like to check out the game, there is a link in the description, and this video is kindly sponsored by Owlcat Games. And when we left off, we found an incredibly sacred artifact that we'll hopefully be able to use to defeat our enemies, our demonic enemies that is, in the near future. And we now have the ability to use our mobility skill to hopefully get across this gap. Most of the game's mechanics are based on the rules of the tabletop RPG Pathfinder, which uses dice for determining outcomes of various actions. The most commonly used die has 20 sides, denoted in the rules as a d20. It's the die you roll during attacks and skill checks. When you need to roll dice, the specific type of roll is denoted as xdn, where n is the number of the sides of the die you can use in this case, and x is the number of the dice rolled. For example, 1d20 means the result can be from 1 to 20. And 2d6 means from 2 to 12. Roll 2 six-sided dice and add up the results. Trying to get over the rubble, your character Lan got the result 26. This result is the sum of the dice roll, which was 19, and various modifiers such as the mobility skill bonus. The check's difficulty was 12. Since 26 is not lower than 12, the attempt has been successful. Well, that's very good to know, because I was a bit worried about that, to be fair. But we'll see. Every event is documented in the combat log. There you can see the results of the rolls your characters and enemies make, skill checks, and lots of other things. If you're unhappy with the way a particular combat scenario goes, check out the details of the rolls. You might find some information that would help you to optimize your tactics. And there's a giant spider ahead of us here. I'm a little bit worried about this.
I'll watch your back.
Okay. Let's move forward. Oh dear. I'm just kind of thankful that we have Seela in the foreground, or in the front of our party, because she's kind of the tanky kind of character that we have. So hopefully we're not going to sustain too much damage here. And I'm not entirely sure what I should try using here. I'm trying to think maybe I should use Enlarged Person or something like that, or Spirit Weapon Enchant or something. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe what we should do instead is just do something like this. Obviously, this is turn-based. I'm still playing with the turn-based rule system. I much prefer that. These guys are going to be able to move super far as well, as you can see right there. Thankfully, it missed. A full attack. We might be able to do a nice full attack here.
You've crossed the wrong mongrel.
Ooh, we did 5 damage. That's pretty good. As you can see, it's actually almost dead, so let's just finish it off. Oh, and it exploded very satisfyingly. Fantastic. Alright, let's just end the turn right there. Basically, that's what I'm trying to do right now. I'm pretty much just trying to minimize the amount of damage that I take. Oh, we actually missed? Okay, that was bad. Oh, thankfully the enemy also missed us. Nice. Okay, a little bit of damage. Not that much, though. Oh, it seems like Wenduag is actually a ranged character as well. That is actually kind of amazing and very good for us. Okay, Lan is also a ranged character, so let's see if I can maybe move forward a little bit and then shoot. It's going to give us a bit more of an advantage in terms of our accuracy. And there we go. So the combat is now finished, and we can now head onward. Is there any loot? No, it doesn't seem like it. Oh, there's loot over there, though. Hello there. What do we have? This reagent can be used to brew potions or scribe scrolls. All of this is to do with alchemy. What else do we have here? Coal, gold coins, scroll of inflict light wounds, and bone meal. You always got to have some nice bone meal, haven't you? Oh yes, how appetizing. That's wonderful. Alright, we've got some more enemies coming up here, and this is a giant fly. Thankfully, this is not going to be that damaging. At least I don't think it will be. Ooh, there's a spitting giant centipede. Thankfully, that missed. Oh, there's a... Is there 2 of them? I think there might be 2 of them. Maybe. Not entirely sure, but whatever the case, I'm sure we'll be fine. Camellia is pretty powerful. Wow, I cannot believe she missed. Nice. Take out that centipede, and then Blimey can make his move. I'm gonna literally just... Oh, I can't charge at it. Unfortunate. Maybe I can do this, though. Can I do a charge now? No actions left this turn. Yeah, I needed a full action to be able to do the charge, unfortunately, so I'll just have to end my turn right here. Hopefully Lan will be able to save the day, as he has been so far. He seems probably the most powerful unit that we have access to right now, which is actually kind of, well, maybe not surprising, but definitely welcome. There's the other enemy. I think we can probably catch up. Nice. Not that much damage, though. Thankfully, we're not getting hit. Nice. Every attack during combat entails the following calculations. First, the attacker makes an attack roll and compares the result to the target's AC, or I would assume armor value or something like that, to see if the attack was a hit or a miss. If the attack hits, the attackers make a damage roll to see how much damage it deals. Attack is an attempt to harm an enemy during combat. To make an attack roll, you roll a d20 and then add various bonuses and penalties. From the equipped weapon, various abilities, active spells, and other factors, the sum of all these numbers make up the attack roll result that is then compared to the target's AC. Alright, well that's good to know. Okay. Well, I already kind of knew about this kind of stuff. Because I am slightly familiar with Pathfinder / D&D rules, so it kind of works that way. But yeah, basically, Wenduarg attacked the enemy and got 24. So basically, rolling the d20 resulted in 17. Attack bonus of 7, base attack bonus of 1, dexterity 5, and obviously she has an ability called Hunter, which increases that as well. Armor class, yeah, there we go. So it's not armor value, but armor class. And that's a statistic that determines how much damage you take, basically. And this number is modified by a multitude of bonuses and penalties relating to the armor equipped, dexterity attribute bonuses, abilities, active spells, and so on. For example, your enemy spitting giant centipede has an armor class equal to 12. This result is a sum of the following sources. So it's basically dependent on difficulty, it's dependent on how much dexterity it has, and its natural armor. Alright. And then the damage, obviously, as we can see right there, is also going to have an effect dependent on a wide variety of different statistics. But generally, as long as it has 0 HP and we still have HP, I'm pretty happy. So that's what I'm going to be going for the most part. Okay, let's go over there and just loot this. Oh, there's a light... Oh, a masterwork light crossbow, actually. I'm wondering whether anyone could use that. Is this better than the longbow, for example? Is she just really good at using a longbow, or is she just really good at using every single ranged weapon? That's the question we have to find out, because they're both using a longbow right here. And if we take a look at the Masterwork light crossbow, it's not that good. I mean, it's okay, but it's not that good. And as you can see, if you go to his martial skills right here, you can actually see what he's capable of doing. And he has weapon proficiencies in longbow, but he doesn't have actual proficiencies in crossbow, as far as I can tell. And this is a simple proficiency. Yeah. So it seems to me like that this is not really going to work out too well for either of these characters, I don't think. It doesn't seem like that to me. As you can see, they have... she has simple weapon proficiency. So technically she could use the crossbow if she wanted to, but personally I don't see the reason to do that right now. They seem perfectly fine the way they are. So let's continue onward. Make sure that I'm not missing anything. Oh, hello there. We've got a big giant spider and a young one as well. So let's see how we do here. Oh, it seems like Blimey can attack first. I'm surprised. Okay. Can I charge? It seems like I cannot charge for some reason. I must be out of range or something like that. So let's just move a little bit over here. What is this ability again? Blood Rage. Blood Rage gains a +2 bonus on melee attack rolls, melee damage rolls, thrown weapon damage rolls, and will saving throws. In addition, takes a -2 penalty to armor class. She also gains 2 temporary hit points per hit die. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna just leave that the way it is. Gonna wait for the spider to come to us. And I'm taking a sort of calculated risk by not really rushing in and attacking, because the calculation is pretty much a case of, do you think this thing is going to be able to kill my unit in this turn? That's pretty much all it comes down to. And, well, the answer that I come back with is no. It doesn't seem very likely that they're going to be able to do that. And as you can see, we completely just destroyed both of those targets very, very nice and simply. So I'm happy with that. We're getting some decent experience, and we've got some nice little perception rolls going on here as well. And look at this. This is a monk weapon. So technically, Lan can use this if he wants to. There's also a masterwork greatsword. So if I don't want to use the cold iron great axe, then I could use the masterwork greatsword instead. Personally, I think I'm probably going to be using the greatsword because, actually, should I? Because we're all, I mean, technically we are spec'd into great axes, so it might make more sense for us to just stick with what we have. Let me just take a quick look here. Yeah, we have weapon proficiency, battle axes, great axes, hand axes, and that's basically it. We have nothing else that really gives me the ability to use the great swords. Although we do have martial weapons proficiency, I think it's probably the best idea to just keep the great axe equipped for the moment, and then we'll just switch it out if we feel the need to do so. But at the moment, I feel like we are being quite effective in combat. Wenduar glances at Lan, who is fixing his slipped bowstring, and quickly walks over to you. Her cat-like eyes glow from beneath her hood. Listen here, you. I don't know who you are, where you come from, but you and I are the only two people here who see things clearly. That's why I'm asking you. Don't show the light of heaven to Saul. Well, we have 4 options. Lan is sure that the light should be shown to the mongrels. I thought you considered the mongrels to be great warriors. Don't you want to save the kids lost in the maze? Or I'll think about it. Let's go. Okay, I'm going to say Lan is sure that the light should be shown to the mongrels. Lan. Wenduar grimaces and a guttural husky snarl unhurls in her throat. He wants to play the hero. His idea, or his first idea if you remember, was to grab the sword and run headlong into the maze. Does that sound like a plan to you? To me, it sounds like suicide. The worst part is that the tribe might actually take his words to heart and follow where he leads. I thought you considered the mongrels to be great warriors. The descendants of great warriors. I believe that my people are worthy of greatness, that we are strong and can do many things. That's why we were chased down here. We scared people. But it's one thing to go hunting in the caves, and another to fight in the shield maze. Wenduar leans closer, her pupils dilating. I've been there. I've spent my whole life training so I can make it through all the way to the end. There were more of us trackers at the start. We were young and stupid. What's a couple of monsters when there's a whole world out there waiting for us? That's what we thought. But we weren't prepared. The maze isn't just a physical challenge. It's cunning and full of traps. It's dark as the primordial night, and if you close your eyes and listen, you hear whispers right behind you, and soft singing in the distance that seems to rise and fall with the beating of your heart. Wenduar looks away. I had to learn from my friends' mistakes. I had to step over their bodies and go further. I don't want to have to do that again. And it will happen again if a crowd of ill-prepared fighters burst into the maze with no idea where they're going. All because Lan believes that a glowing sword will solve all our problems. Right, so she's being pretty cautious right here, and I'm actually inclined to agree. It's actually really strange how that works, and that's actually the reason why I think Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous has some of the best writing I've seen in a CRPG, so that's something to bear in mind here, because initially when I was starting to speak to her, I thought to myself, you know what, no, I'm not going to hide the existence of the Holy Sword from anyone. I'm going to, you know, align myself with Lan because I think that he's a cool character and I kind of like him and he's great in combat, so generally I kind of wanted to side with him. But now she's kind of persuading me. That's good writing right there. Don't you want to save the kids lost in the maze? I do want to, but I'm not going to risk the future of the tribe for the sake of a few stupid kids. Chief Saul is hesitant, and for good reason. He also understands how dangerous this is for the tribe. Lan's the only one who benefits from these childish games of heroism. I'll go alone if I have to and find them, or whatever's left of them. Without any heroics, relying only on myself, risking only my life. Wendoark slows. You and your friends, you can come with me. Perhaps we can make it to the end of the maze together and find the way out to the surface. Alright, so obviously this is one of those things where it just kind of throws a spanner in the works and you think to yourself, oh, wait a minute, okay, I've got another option here. That's the sign of a really great RPG because you really do want those split path choices. I'll think about it, let's go. Wendoark nods. Don't show the chief the light, and I'll lead you through the maze to the surface. I swear it. Click this icon to leave a location. To leave, your whole party needs to be near it. Before leaving the location, you'll be able to review and collect the loot you've left behind. Okay, so that's the icon right there, so if I just click on that, then we're all going to leave. Apparently, Camellia is over-encumbered at the moment. As you can see, she's just slightly over the line there, so... Is there something I can do to fix this? Well, I could give someone a shield. I think most people have a pretty decent shield right now, and I don't need one because I'm using a two-handed, so... does anyone need some padded armor? It might make sense if someone needs some padded armor. It seems like Lan might need some padded armor, or Wendoark might need some, so let's just give her the armor there. Does that actually reduce her ability to deal damage? No, it's light armor, so it shouldn't make any difference whatsoever with that. Okay. I'm pretty happy with that then. Alright, let's move onward and see where we can go next. Bear in mind that... Oh, hello. Yes, this is indeed a mongrel. Okay, these are all the mongrels right here. Okay.
No, backwards, backwards!
Your first impression of the mongrel village is of a squalid dump with the odors to match. Unblinking, glowing eyes watch you from the gloom, and deformed shadows slope between the huts. You see some mongrels gutting white, eyeless fish, while others are repairing fishing nets. All the signs of normal village life, but tense expectation hangs in the air. A heavy-set, aged mongrel slowly shuffles his way toward you. The hair on his head grows in limp, wispy strands, and his face has a distinctly rat-like appearance with pronounced teeth, and you hear a rattling sound in his chest with every breath he takes. One of his eyes is white, fully scarred by cataracts, while the other gleams with moisture.
Uplanders, eh? End times are upon us, indeed.
Chief Saul, we found the angel's sword, and we found the one who can wield it. Lan points at you. He had a vision, and now the angel's sword together with the light of heaven are somehow inside him. Gather the tribe, anyone who can hold a weapon. The young ones are still alive. We can go save them. Saul raises his hand with ragged, broken fingernails.
Ah, Lan, always dreaming, always talking. You're too hasty for your own good. It's going to get you in trouble.
Saul eyes you up and down.
An uplander with the light of heaven, that's too good for us. Our kind don't have good things happen, there's always a catch. Lan trusts people because he likes to believe. Isn't that right, Lan? I'm the chief, I don't work on faith. Show the light.
Wendoarg stares at you intently, like a cat watching a bird, and shakes her head in warning. Alright, here we go. Alright, throughout the game you will occasionally encounter colored options marked as associated with a specific mythic path. These are dialogue branches that embody the spirit of a particular manifestation of mythic powers. This is obviously on the road to becoming a deity, basically. In the early stages of the game, these options must be selected in order to gain the opportunity to set out on the corresponding mythic path. Once your mythic path is set, unique alternatives inaccessible to other mythic paths will become available to you. Alright, so we can do this, and this requires Angel Mythic Path and Reveal the Light of Heaven, and we can say Lan speaks the truth. But bear in mind that we are also chaotic. That is our personality type. So technically, I could do this, you know? I'm thinking, actually, maybe I want to do something fun here. Unique alternatives inaccessible to other mythic paths will become available to you. I'm going to say the chaotic, because I think that's going to be the most interesting option to take. Lan whips around to look at you, stunned. He clenches his fists for a moment, as if planning to shake the truth out of you, but he quickly gets a handle on himself. I don't know why you're lying. No doubt you have your reasons, but I know it's a lie, and you know it, and Wendu knows it. Lan turns to Wendoarg. Tell him, Wendu! You've performed a chaotic action. Wendoarg stares blankly back at him. I saw the light shining between the rocks, and then it went out. Lan saw what he wanted to see. Why are you doing this? Doing what? Telling the truth? And now we have some more options. You saw some kind of light near me and you thought that meant I now have the angel's sword? You were mistaken. There's no need to drag other people into it. Or I don't want the blood of gullible mongrels on my hands. Or say nothing. I'm gonna say nothing. Lan looks at you expectantly and sighs when you don't answer. Right, you and Wendu have worked everything out between yourselves. You've played me for a blind mole here. Lan barks a hollow laugh. Everybody around me said they didn't want to go anywhere or save anyone, but I didn't believe them. I always have to take things further than anybody else. Isn't that right, Chief? Fine, I see how things are. I don't need any more convincing. Lan offers a crooked smile. Pish, Lan. Mere clash is not meant for us. We, the tribe, we wait. If you're one of us, you will wait. We're not going anywhere. Uplanders, rest now. There is a hut over there. You can rest there. Lan is silent, his eyes shifting from you and Saul to Wendoarg. You made the right choice. It was the lesser of two evils, and now rest, so we can be at our best when we go into the maze. I promise to lead you to the surface, and I will. Alright, combat victories and other achievements give your character experience points. After accumulating a certain amount of experience, a character gains a new level. It allows them to take a new class or raise their level in one of the classes they already possess, and also gives other advantages, such as increased hit points. When a character gains a level, they can get new feats, learn new spells, skills, and increase ability scores. The exact improvements a character gets depends on their classes and the total number of their levels. And we actually gained a massive amount, as you can quite clearly see. I had no idea that we were going to level up so dramatically. Okay, so now we can take a look here. So we have the Blood Rager class, and this is apparently level 2. So if we spec into this, Uncanny Dodge, that seems pretty fun. Can I spec into this? Yeah, there's class progression right there. So yeah, I assume I've already... altering this value will disable automatic leveling up. Are you sure you wish to proceed? Oh, really? I mean, I'm sure... haven't I already done that? No, I think that's actually fine. So what about our skills? We have 0 points remaining. I think we've already spec'd them. And we are going to be gaining uncanny dodge, as you can see right there. So that is pretty good. There we go. So yeah, we have automatic level up right now, and that's the reason why all of these skills are spec'd, which is actually perfectly fine because I was most likely planning on doing the same thing anyway. So I think that's pretty good. As you can see, we are also now gaining Lay on Hands, which is no doubt an extremely good heal, if other games are to be believed. And you also have Divine Grace as well, so at the second level, a Paladin gains a bonus equal to her Charisma on all saving throws. That's actually really powerful. If she has a good amount of Charisma, then she's going to be really good at that. And she does. She has 15 Charisma, so that's pretty good. So let's just complete that level up. And the same thing with Camellia as well. Ooh, she's going to be gaining some really awesome stuff. Look at that. She's actually a Spirit Hunter Shaman class. And she's going to be getting the ability Ice Plant. This hex grants the Shaman a +2 natural armor bonus. And this effect leaves the Shaman's skin thick and stiff to the touch. Pretty fun. I like that.
Are we in trouble yet?
And then Lan can also level up. I'm not entirely sure if it's a good idea to level him up, because he's probably going to murder me. He does not like me one bit at the moment, so there's obviously a little bit to worry about there. And as you can see, he's going to be gaining Way of the Bow, which is a long bow, and he's also going to be using Precise Shot. So yeah, obviously because he's using a long bow at the moment, kind of makes sense for us to go for that. And he's also going to get a weapon focus as well as Precise Shot. So you can shoot or throw ranged weapons at an opponent engaged in melee without taking the standard -4 penalty on your attack roll. So that's really nice too. Alright, and now Wenduag is the final one to level up, and she's probably going to be getting something a little bit different. She's actually a fighter rather than a monk, because Lan is a monk, and she's going to be getting Deadly Aim, as you can see right here, and this is going to be very nice for us. So, and it's a prerequisite for the Mythic ability as well, the Mythic level ability, so that's going to be pretty fun. And what's Bravery? Starting at the second level, a fighter gains a +1 bonus on will saves against fear. This bonus increases by +1 for every 4 levels beyond the second. That's pretty cool too. Alright, so now that we have leveled up, we can now, well, I actually don't know what to do. I guess we'll just move forward and see what happens, I suppose. There's loot over there. Gonna loot all of that, thank you very much. And I'm just gonna increase that a little bit just so I can see a little bit more about what's happening. So they said that I can go into this tent here, didn't they? Maybe I can speak to him again and see what happens. I'm going to enter the maze with Wenduag. Sol looks at you, clearly preparing to say some harsh words, but in the end he just waves you off. I'd forbid it, but what would be the point? It's Wenduag. She'll ignore me and do it anyway. I spoiled her. No point wringing my hands over it now. I don't know why his voice has changed. Yeah, it's fantastic. Okay. Alright, so where do we go then? I assume back here. Finally, someone from the surface. I was beginning to lose hope. An elderly man in expensive but not ostentatious clothes approaches you. His face is peppered with several healed cuts and bruises, and twisted in an expression of extreme discontent. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Horgus Gwyrm. Yes, that Gwyrm. You no doubt have heard of me if you spent any time at all in the city. I have a business proposition for you. Okay, well, your name tells me nothing. Who are you? You truly are freshly arrived in the city, then? You couldn't have picked a worse time, that's for certain. Only just arrived and the city's been razed to rubble. You should know that you're looking at one of the richest and most distinguished men in Canabris. I may not be as well known as certain swaggering loudmouths who spend their lives traipsing from one ball to the next, but the Gwyrm Trading Company is one of the pillars of the city, I'll have you know. Did you see the marquees in the square? I paid for those. Tried any festival delicacies? You have Horgus Gwyrm to thank for that. Okay, well, what kind of business proposition do you have? I don't know what's happening on the surface right now, but I am determined to find out. You have no intention of seeing out the rest of your days in this village, I suspect.
We must find a route back to the surface, to the city, if there's anything left of it. You look like someone who can swing a blade as well as cast a spell. I'm very gratified to see it. A good generalist will be a fine companion on the way to the surface. You're strong. It'll be no trouble to you, but I, alas, am not as fit as I once was. I can't go crawling about through caves, playing at scouts. My proposition is simple. Lead me back to the city and I shall pay you 1,000 gold coins. Well, I suggest we help this man. It is good to have friends among the Canabras elite. Okay, so I can use my diplomacy to say 2,000 gold, or we can even just say money first. Let's go for 2,000, shall we? It actually succeeded? I was being a bit cheeky right there. I was being very cheeky, but yes. Oh, very well, make it 2,000. Okay, money first. I would gladly pay in advance, but all my wealth is up on the surface. Fear not, the word of a squirm is worth more than platinum. Ask anyone. Augur squirm has never reneged on a deal. Okay, deal. Splendid. In the meantime, I shall sit here in the village. Go on, go on. Don't forget our agreement. When you find a way out, be sure to tell me.
Alright, so obviously that's a bit of a side quest going on there, and I think he's going to betray us, personally. I think he's going to be one of those. He's going to be one of those where he just basically agrees on pretty much any price, and then he backstabs us when he gets the opportunity. That sounds like the most likely course of action that he'll take, at least in my opinion. Anyway, seems like I am getting a little bit lost here, so I think what I'll do is end this episode off here, but next time we're going to try and figure out our way out of the cave, and I will be making my way to the maze with Wenduag, and hopefully she's not going to backstab us either. Anyway, if you'd like to check out Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous, there is a link in the description. I thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you next time.